We do have a tradition here for anyone coming up to present, where we realize a lot of times presenters can give a much better presentation and pitch. They're a little more excited when they come up. So we like to give a big standing round of applause before they come up. So if we could give a big standing round of applause for Jake Fisher.
Hello, thank you. Thank you. So, who here has ever been in a relationship ever in your entire lives? Ever? Show of hands, ever. Yeah, you, yeah, good. So, sometimes relationships can have, your honeymoon period at the beginning where everything is just rainbows and sunshine and just magical and amazing, and then, you get a few months in and things can get a little more humdrum and a little more, maybe boring, that sort of thing. And you find you have these times during your day or during your evening where you're just kind of sitting there and you're just watching TV and thinking, I'd like to connect with my significant other, but I just, what are we going to do? We only have 20 minutes. We only have 30 minutes. There's no time to do anything. Our team, as shown here, has over 40 years of marital experience. That's just marriage. So we've come up with a few ideas of things you can do in those little short bursts, those 20 to 30 minute time periods. So what we did a couple years ago at Startup Weekend Iowa City 2015, so to the team that's presenting that just did Startup Weekend, companies do come out of these things. We started out as something called Sexy Life, and we wanted to find a way to bring date night home to busy couples. Turns out it's kind of hard to sell something that's called Sexy Life, so we decided to change our name to BondingBox, which is a little easier to sell. And it is date night brought home to busy couples that only have short little periods of time to do activities. And our activities include food and games, and I will be showing that in just a moment. So who are these couples? Some of them are like these very handsome looking folks right here. They're people that have small children or work busy schedules and just don't have tons of time to just devote to date night out, like maybe you did before you have two little people sitting on your lap like so. So the question is, well, what's out there? What are these people doing to solve this right now? And we actually purchased some of our competitors just to see what we're up against here. And like this one, I mean, what is this? We got basically a package of tube socks for $40 and some instructions that just were confusing and just weren't very fun to do. And we thought we can do better than this. So what did we do? We combined the experience of sharing a meal with your significant other with the fun of playing a game. And so we've designed what we're calling a Happy Meal for adults in these little boxes. Each little box has one activity that lasts about 20 to 30 minutes each. And we include everything you need for the activity in the box. So one of our examples here, we have a cookie decorating activity. And we have a sweet side and a spicy side. So depending on the type of couple or how comfortable they are with each other or how many glasses of wine they've had in the evening, you can do either the sweet side or the spicy side, or you could do both of them. And we sent this out to some beta testers just to make sure we were on the right track. And friends of mine that just had a baby a few months ago, and they did the cookie decorating activity. This is one of the pictures we actually could show. A few of them have pictures that you can't show in mixed company. But what happened is that they had a great time. They learned new things about each other, and it's something that they'd love to just come to their house every month, once a month. And that's what we're doing. They fit into our main target audience, that's millennial moms. There are 16 million just millennial moms just in the US alone. That's not counting any other country right now. In addition to that, we found that near empty nesters and empty nesters, so the folks that have just sent their kids off to college, or kids are in high school and they're busy doing band or track or whatever, they're out of the house all the time, and these parents don't have anything to do, and they're, well, what do we do with all this free time now? Because the kids are gone finally. 17 million of those folks, so do the math, and this is a solid chunk of people. I was talking about our competition earlier, that they're not doing the job, and we found that the activities fall into 3 different categories that the competitors are trying to do. Playful activities, emotional activities, and sexual activities. The playful activities are things that you're just doing that are fun together. So you're going for a bike ride, or you're going for a walk, or playing a game together. Your emotional activities are things where you're connecting verbally. So you're having a long conversation with your significant other. You're having dinner, and you're connecting on that level. We found that what we're trying to do with ours is put our activities right in that sweet spot in the middle, where we incorporate all 3 of these areas, where our competitors just are only doing 1 or 2. We're connecting with people right now using several different channels. We've got our website, getbondingbox.com. We have a monthly newsletter, which actually will be coming out this week because we put it out at the beginning of the month, each month. And our social media channels, they're all at getbondingbox. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Haven't done Snapchat yet. We're not totally down with the kids yet between the 2 of us, but we're trying. That might be coming in the future. But what's happening right now, you can go online to getbondingbox.com. You can check out what we have, and you can purchase a subscription anywhere between a monthly subscription, once a quarter, twice a year, or just if you want to try it once, give it a shot and see what you think. We've got options. We've also got some partnerships coming up. Once we have enough orders where we don't want to be sitting in one of our kitchens for 12 hours on a Saturday filling boxes, we've got a fulfillment company down in Cedar Rapids that is just waiting for us to basically pull the trigger on this and tell them we want them to do it, and then they'll take over. We're also talking with some food suppliers in Iowa just to try to keep our sourcing local rather than looking out of the state or overseas. We're also looking at relationship counselors, and this is something where relationship counselors have actually come to us and said, well, this would be great if we could have this for our couples that have just finished couples counseling, to get them to keep talking, keep interacting, that sort of thing. So we have at least one down in Cedar Rapids that is ready to hop on board with this at basically whenever we're ready to fill that out. So we are making money. Our slide got a little wonky, but that's okay. It's only costing us about $19 for the stuff in the box, and we're charging about $28. So we do have a decent profit margin with this, and hopefully we'll be maybe not rolling in cash, but we'll be doing okay. We also have a group of pre-orders from our time from Startup Weekend all the way through the University of Iowa's Venture School program, and over the past 2 years as we've been developing this thing. And we're in the process of contacting all those folks and getting them converted over to actual subscriptions at this point. So what are we doing right now? Trying to get people signed up at getbondingbox.com. Beyond that, it's just a matter of getting the word out over this holiday season coming up and over the next half a year or so. Just getting in people's minds, doing ads on Facebook and Google, and getting in touch with their people on YouTube that do unboxing videos. Well, we've got a box. They can open our box up, show it off. Beyond that, then, in about a year, we want to have some of our staff built out, and including a relationship expert and someone who can basically make sure our couples are getting the sort of goods that they're expecting from us, from these packages. So we are Bonding Box. We are date night delivered at home to busy couples. And if you're interested in signing up, we created a discount code for 10% off your first month of Bonding Box if you use that discount code right there. So you can take a picture of that. I'll leave that up. But I'm willing to take any questions. Thank you so much.
Questions?
This is my partner David. He and I have been working on this since the beginning. So.
Chris, I have a couple questions.
Sure.
As a consumer, do you get to choose what comes to you? Like, is there a selection for like a type of box, or you just get one at random? And then if I have a monthly subscription, are you sending something different every month?
We are sending something different every month. For right now, there's just a progression of boxes that we'll be doing. In the future, we're going to be changing our website up so that people can kind of tell us how sweet they want the boxes or how spicy or that sort of thing. I don't know if you
Yeah.
want to elaborate.
Pretty much everyone who liked the idea said that they want to be surprised with the actual contents, with the general idea or theme they want to know. So I think this is the way that we'll be going so we can scale it out.
Yes. Yes.
The sustainability of it, have you made any projections on the life cycle of any particular subscription? I mean, I would assume that, well, we've done this for a year, let's try something different. I mean, have you looked at it from that perspective, or is some of the focus going to be on those single sales that, where you can really deal with the surprise factor because it isn't part of, oh, this is our monthly surprise.
Right.
Those single sales are going to be the real surprises, and the volume of those seem to be what's going to sustain the business in the long term.
So every subscription service has like a churn rate. We put ours a little high at 8%, but we anticipate over the holidays we might get more of those one-offs because you can gift them to other people. But we'll probably still be reliant on the monthly and the quarterly to balance that out on average. Yeah. We're still pretty early on, so any projections that we do right now are still theoretical, but that's where we're at the moment.
So like the marketing plan for the single sales are going to center around the holidays, or then Valentine's Day, and then
Yeah.
Mother's Day, or
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm anticipating that we'll get spikes around the holidays for those. And if people like what they're getting or what their friends are getting, then we might hopefully get some actual more subscribers on as a result of that sort of testing the idea out.
Are you going to be gathering like birthdays and anniversary dates so that you can send out reminders to
Right.
people who have tried it before?
As we scale out the website, we're going to have more personalization possibilities. So right now it's really simple. You just sort of sign up and we send out whatever to you. But later on down the road, as Jay mentioned, we're going to be able to give that sort of a content personalization to a certain extent, but also depending on how much content from the person who subscribes gives to us, how we can personalize it. So if they give us a birthday, then we could work with that. But right now it's very bare minimum MVP sort of.
Yes.
You could also maybe hashtag anniversary gift, because if someone's looking to give an anniversary gift, that's pretty nice.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
I like that.
But beyond identifying millennial moms and that family, have you driven down any deeper on your demographics to understand household income or other characteristics?
Yeah, so there's two segments in the millennial mother groups that we're targeting, and then the empty nesters as well. So we have a pretty good sense of the income level and other psychographics and things as well for starting out. But we've had people from various other groups come up to us and say, hey, I'd like something like that too. So we want to make sure we've got our base covered. We'll keep testing the other ones. We know that there are, because we're going to go outside of, well, we don't really have anything that's gendered. So
Not yet, no.
I know a lot of people who are LGBT, polyamorous relationships. So there's a lot of things. What we just need to do is develop our marketing to make that more obvious.
Right.
But yeah,
And who's the decision maker in purchasing? Do you know, is it, now of course we bring in other gendered relationships, it makes it more complex, but when we're talking binary relationships, is it
it's the
woman that's
Yeah.
deciding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if there's children. We've had requests.
I would just eat the cookies and then the box would never, like my husband would never go in.
Right. So
Yeah.
Just saying.
this is one of the reasons we have a variety of activities, because not every activity will resonate the same way. Like especially if you open this up, and that's why we have 2 activities for delivery. Many of our food ingredients will have sugar in it. You don't want to get too much sugar, like you just get tired of it. So they can space that out over a couple weeks or whatever.
Yeah, and we're finding that it's the reason we're targeting the millennial moms is because they're going after like Blue Apron and Birchbox, and they're already looking at these subscription service. I guess there's subscription services because there's so many of these things now, and that's who all these people are targeting for these things. Yep.
Yeah, and I would just, I mean, as I sit here and think of this for myself, I'm a creative myself, and I'm like, Jesus, 20, 30 minutes for date night. I would just Google and be like, 20-minute date night activity. I would put together something myself.
Sure.
So I don't know if I'm thinking, well, I'm just not your client, but I think of how you said we're date night delivered at home to couples. Maybe not, just encouraging you to keep it as simple as you have it. I think that's the whole point of it, is you've got an audience of people that they don't want to sit here and pick and choose, and they just need something because you don't want to think about it. So,
and that's something we found during customer discovery, is that something like 90% of people, they could go on Google, but they're so exhausted. At the end of the day, they're just like, someone else do it. I just want this to show up.
Yeah, and the main millennial mothers are often the type who go onto Pinterest looking for creative ideas.
yeah.
We don't know how many actually follow up and make the craft or whatever,
Okay.
but we do know that this is providing something for the people who don't want to make the craft,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You're sitting at home, like, we should do something funny.
We've already had the argument,
Yeah.
what's for dinner? I don't know. Well, what do you want for dinner? I don't know.
Yeah.
You've already got the date night thing
And
figured out.
it's not too expensive. And our biggest competitor really is like Netflix and show.
Yep.
If you really have no energy, that's probably going to be what you do.
And I think the idea of getting something on your doorstep, it's always exciting to see a Target box or an Amazon box, the excitement of a delivery that's not a bill or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The packaging,
Mm-hmm.
eco-friendly, is it going to add to the landfill? The packaging that you have, is it eco-friendly? What is it?
So we're trying to be minimalist about our impact right now. And when we reach this scale, we have thousands, I guess.
Yep.
We are concerned about working with a fulfillment that has friendlier packaging options. The actual packaging materials are pretty minimal. There's the gable boxes, there's some foil wrap inside, and then there's the contents, and then there's a mailer box. So it's trying to be as minimal as possible, understanding that until we get the volume that can afford it, we're gonna have to stick with this. But we don't put in packing peanuts, we don't put in a lot of extra stuff. We really try to keep it focused on the activity inside.
Yeah,
while still making it look nice.
because even for protecting the activity boxes from the outer mailing box, I mean, we're just using paper products, so I mean, it's easy enough just to it's all recyclable. So yes.
When you were doing the customer discovery, how deep were you able to dig into the problem? When people say they have troubles connecting with their significant other, were you able to find out insight on why can't they connect, whether
Time, energy, creativity, all those things. But we were able to dig in. We had in the past had specific statistics, but basically many of the couples reported that they would like at least 10 minutes more a week, which isn't much. And so we can put something kind of in their hands to help them put aside 10, 20 minutes per month, then that seems to be enough. A lot of people say, because I was expecting people to say, we want 3 hours more a month. It's like, no, just like 10 minutes a week. I'm like, really? So we'll see how that turns out in a couple of years.
And then one last question we usually like to ask for you guys is, how can we as a community help you, whether it's through connections, resources, advice, input?
So visit our website, buy a thing if you're so inclined. But I mean, as we're doing our outreach, we've been thinking of reaching out to like moms groups and stuff. I know there a lot of moms have mom blogs and that sort of thing. If anyone knows anyone in that space that we can talk to, maybe get a blog post written, that'd be nice.
Yeah, we'd be happy to talk to anyone who worked with millennial moms about, giving them and doing an unboxing video.
Yeah. So just spread the word. Awesome. All right. Thanks so much.